Hello and welcome to Seder Soul Sailing. My first mate here, Frida, says hi. She's uh, she's my shadow on the boat. She's pretty sweet. She's a good companion. I keep seeing a little bit of sun there, but usually it looks a little bit brighter when I watch it back. Um, so, title of today's reading is something about, I remember writing something about a shit show in Iran. Things are going south in a hurry, which I suppose will happen when you fight a war of choice, a war of aggression because because nobody had the courage to slap Bibi Netanyahu's schwanz out of your mouth. Um, yeah, it's not. It's going to be chaos for the whole world. I mean, this is like could draw us into world war. Although there's no support for this war outside of the Knesset in Tel Aviv, really, and there's no support for this war by anybody who Mossad doesn't control because they've been caught in an Epstein honey trap molesting children. So if your congressman, your representative supports this war, I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat, you can be sure that Mossad has some video of them doing some horrific goddamn things. Um, and apparently they've got that sort of control over Trump himself, um, which is why I suppose he didn't. That's why he put that Pam Bondi creature in charge of the Justice Department. You know, he didn't want. He said he didn't. It would hurt his friends, and that the Pam Bondi told Marjorie MTG or Taylor Greene or whatever her name is that the world would cease functioning, that the country would collapse if they put all these pedophiles in prison. Well, you know what? If that's what it takes to keep the country going, we got a problem. We need to get rid of, we need to redo the country if the country depends on a bunch of sexual predators to keep functioning. I'd say, and it's more and more looks like, this country we're fighting a war for right now is it's like a whole lot of it's completely run by the same kind of Epstein crowd. In fact, a lot of people are starting to refer to the ruling elite that's behind this war as the Epstein crowd, and that's a pretty good description. I mean, they're not good people, and Iran closed off the Strait of Hormuz, however you say it, and that was a disaster because I think 20% of the world's petroleum passes through there. Like 80 some percent of the petroleum they use in India passes through there. And I think about the same amount of petroleum that Europe uses. Right now, we're looking at, in the US, we're probably going to be looking at $10 a gallon gas very shortly. And I mean, it's already that much in Europe, so I don't know what it's going to go up to. But it's, so ask yourself this, how well are you prepared to have to pay twice as much, 3 times as much for a tank of fuel for your vehicle as right now? I mean, as far as I can tell, things are pretty tough right now for the working class people. If you aren't a billionaire buddy of Jeffrey Epstein's, your money's tight. But if you have a nice cat like this, Free, she's Yeah, I know. Cats are probably just using us to feed them and all that stuff, but she's pretty nice. I'll show you what I got going on here. Anyway, that's my cat. And I'd fight a war for my cat probably if somebody came to like, hi, hey. Um, but I'd be goddamned if I'd fight a war for Greater Israel, the Greater Israel Project. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's like, I mean, and right now, the people in Tel Aviv are kind of going through what they put the people in Gaza through for the last 12 or 14 years, Um, the I think Tel Aviv could get leveled, which wouldn't break my heart, to be honest with you, after watching what they've done to the Palestinians in Gaza. Send them back to Poland, where Netanyahu came from. I don't. I if the 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 Caucasus Mountains or whatever um, wherever the Khazarian mafia came from, right? Um, things are things are gonna they're gonna get worse. I think it doesn't sound like. I mean, so we haven't had regime change. It's been what was it Saturday that the gun the bombs started flying Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's like 3 days, um, and it's certainly not. We certainly haven't achieved what we set out to do. And now it's getting really ugly. Starmer, Macron, and Merz all want to go to war, but the people of their countries, Germany, France, and the UK, they really don't want to do this. So I think anybody does. Like I said, the only people that want to are the friends of Jeffrey Epstein. Um, but so it looks like maybe the U.S. Navy is reopening the Straits of Hormuz. That's going to be a tough one to keep, and I don't know what it's going to cost us. But, we're hearing, I think we're going to hear, I've just been talking to some people that are in the region, and I think we're going to hear that there's a lot higher of a body bag count out of all this than what they're letting on right now. I mean, they knocked down at least 3 or 4 F-15s. It's this, and the Iran's taken out our naval bases with like drone attacks, and they've got hypersonic missiles. And we gave all our damn missiles to the Ukrainians, to go tilt at windmills against Russia, which always ends well. Ask anybody. Ask the Swedes. Ask the Napoleon's army. Ask Hitler's army. I mean, generally speaking, going to war with Russia is not the best bet. Um, hey. Anyway, it looks like worst case scenarios unfolding. I hope we're wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but it's. I mean, Trump was pissed off today because Spain wouldn't allow us to refuel or rearm our ships with missiles in their ports or something like that. And it's not. I mean, I think our ships have to go to India now because they've shut all the ports that we've been using for our navy in the Red Sea. Man, we saw this coming. I mean, the things last year we went in and tried to go after a bunch of freaking tribesmen in Yemen and in the Houthi, and they basically sent our ships packing with some missiles, and This is Iran. They got a little bit more punch than a Houthi rebel in Yemen. Uh, so anyway, it's really looking like the worst case scenario is going to happen. It would have been nice if it wasn't, but let's see what the cards have to say. I was working on my boat all day yesterday. I had to fix a water heater that was leaking really badly, and I had to get some parts and some material to fix it. Didn't get it fixed till this morning, and I cut the hell out of my fingers. I put, triple antibiotic on them because in the tropics you can get some nasty infections and stuff like that. But it hurts when I'm shuffling. My hands are all cut up. So I'm suffering for you. I'm suffering pain. Let's hope this doesn't turn out as badly as it looks like it might. I don't know, badly for who, really? I mean, when we're the closest thing I can think of to this, to Israel and Iran, or Israel and the United States attacking Iran like this, was like Hitler, and after he annexed Austria and then he invaded Poland. There's some similarities there, It's like there's a reason that people just don't go invading and attacking and taking out other countries. I mean, Venezuela was a basket case. Iran's not a basket case. Iran's a strong, powerful country. Signifier. This doesn't look good. Heartbreak. The overall situation, waiting, just stationary, still waiting. The gateway is generosity, so maybe somebody will do something. I don't see Trump's presidency surviving this. Not a dragged out war, not a long dragged out war, and we don't have the material, we don't have the missiles, we don't make anything in the United States. You know what our number one product is? Our single biggest export to the rest of the world? Debt. Our only industry in the U.S. is the finance industry. We export debt, we export dollars. We don't have factories to build missiles. We don't have, find something that's made in the United States anymore. I decided I'm going to buy a coffee grinder that was made in the United States. This is about 20 years ago. I could not find a single coffee grinder that was made in the United States. And where I've got a coffee grinder for my boat. It's a hand grinder because I didn't have like tons of solar power on my other boat, so I didn't use a lot of electrical stuff. But it was made in Venezuela of all places. Really nice. Anyway, here is the root card, and that's a spiritual initiation. So, and here's the present moment, is that we're moving to calmer waters. We don't realize it. So maybe this might not turn out as badly as it looks. I would like to see that. And this is the psychological future. That's putting the crafts we perfected to use. Putting what we've learned to use and practicing what we've been learning. And here's the future, and that is like a passionate feminine, compassionate feminine energy. So who knows? I really don't know anything about that Marjorie Taylor Greene, except that you know, she says some stuff that makes some sense sometimes. But who knows? Maybe she's the next president. I don't know. She said she's not going to run for anything, but which is really the right answer, because who'd want that job? Who'd want to be part of that? And this is our fears. Our fears are like security at home. We're afraid of what's going on in the United States right now. We're afraid of not being able to get gas or to pay the mortgages on our house, or even get a mortgage to pay rent, you know. We're afraid of paying our having the money to pay for our really expensive grocery bills. And this is the astrological energy, and that's sort of a fiery use of power. Yeah, that's definitely happening. And this is our desire, and our desire is to own our own power. We're finally ready to own our own personal sovereignty. And here's the final outcome: betrayal. Yeah, I'm afraid this is not going to end well. And this modifies our fears, which our fears is a secure home life, a comfortable, stable home life, and this is we can get there. We can get there. We just have to do a little bit more work. And this modifies the astrological energy, and this is battle, really, moving into battle, traveling and entering battle. Yeah, and this modifies strength, and to own our personal sovereignty. Basically, this is saying that we have to make a movement. We have to act. You know, we have to move forward. And this is and this modifies the final outcome, which is betrayal, and that's cultural conflict. So there's a guy, I forget what his name is. He's, I think, Chinese. He's pretty interesting though. He's got like Prediction University or something like that. But he's a pretty interesting guy. He's been on a lot of shows lately. And I didn't watch him because he was too much, I thought, of a Debbie Downer. But I've been watching him lately, and he's been predicting this war exactly as it's going for quite a while. His English isn't brilliant, but he's pretty good. He's got some good analysis. I don't know how he comes up with this stuff, because he's the one that's talking about this Greater Israel project. And basically what this war is all about is Israel, the Zionists, whatever you want to call them, the friends of Jeffrey Epstein crowd. They want this Greater Israel project, and basically they want about half of Saudi Arabia, half of Iran, all of Iraq, most of Egypt, all of Syria, Lebanon, all of that. They really want to control everything. And he said and basically Israel is using the United States as the muscle. Like we're the big dumb older brother that's going and beating up people to get what they want. I just don't want anybody I know to die for that Greater Israel project. I don't know what's going to happen, if this is going to be that I forget what his name is. I should look it up, but that Forecaster University or whatever it is he has. It's actually kind of dull. He gets into real detail, but it's kind of. I've been seeing his videos from a month or two ago, and he said exactly how this was going to play out. He was telling us exactly how this was going to play out to the detail, and to the mistakes that the U.S. and Trump would make. and he's pretty much, it's like somebody watched the video of mistakes he'll make and said, "Hey, this is a good idea. Let's do these things." Somebody that has president's ear. It's gonna get. It's not gonna be good. It's looks like Scott Ritter was kind of on the money with his predictions about all this. So if you, yeah. So anyway, I mean, this is the final outcome. I think you, even if you don't know tarot cards, you can see what that's telling us. And this is the signifier. This is where we're starting from. So, yeah, I guess I just go back to the same advice I always give. Stay out of the scrum. You know, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your community. Uh, don't fight with each other about politics. Don't fight with each other about anything, because we're not each other's enemy. Our enemies are the friends of Jeffrey Epstein, and you know, I mean, it's starting to look like that crowd goes all the way to the top right now. I mean, I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. I'm not surprised that it is, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be the case. But yeah, I mean, are we going to see a war with Iran before we see any of these pedophiles, these sexual predators that have worked their way up to the highest places in corporate and political world, go to prison for raping children? Um, I I hope so, but I'm not holding my breath. I mean, maybe we're going to have to take care of that job ourselves, you know. Maybe we're going to have to go and root them out of their frigging underground luxury, you know, bomb shelters and drag them into court, you know. Uh, but mostly I think that we should focus on taking care of each other and helping each other. You know, today I was having try. I got everything pretty much. I figured out what was wrong with my water heater yesterday, and crazy. It was a real problem. Oh, I don't know if you can see her down here, but she's she thinks she takes her first mate job pretty seriously. She wants to, if she had opposable thumbs, she'd reef that sail and pull in there, or she'd probably clean up that mess. I was planning to go sailing right away, so I didn't straighten out my lines. And now I've been working on my boat for a few days, and I haven't gone anywhere. So, so I should at least clean up my lines. At least I got them out of the rain, so they're not getting all stiff and cruddy with goo and mildew. But and she likes them. Oh. Yeah, maybe we should all get cats and go to sea and just say screw this political economic crapola. Let the friends of Jeffrey Epstein, you know, well, keep them away from the children, for God's sakes. But I don't know. Let's go back to the plan about putting them on some rock in the middle of up north of Iceland somewhere, between Iceland and the North Pole, and give them sticks, or let them, you know, carve sticks and spears that they can use to protect themselves from the polar bears. But just keep them away from the children, right? Well, anyway, sorry I didn't have a more optimistic, happy reading. Maybe it's because I'm tired. I was up late, and I got up early. I haven't been sleeping enough, so I was gonna go swimming. I usually do like a few laps around the boat. So I figured up it's about 150 feet to do a lap if I stay close to the boat. So you know, add 10 feet for swimming a little ways. So say 160 feet to do a lap of the boat. So if I do 3 laps, that's over one football field. So I've been doing 2 to 3 laps every day, swimming around the boat. That's my aerobic workout, my aerobic exercise. Some of you have stayed on for a while. I appreciate it. If you could give it a like, give it a share. I mean, I wish it was happier. I wish it was more exciting. I wish I felt better about this reading. I mean, it's not a, it's nothing I'm happy about. You know, I hoped I was wrong. I was really pessimistic about this, and I wanted to be wrong. I wanted something good to come out of this, but about the only thing that's going to come, the good thing that's going to come out of this is, I guess it took it took people's attention away from the Epstein files for a few days. Hopefully that we won't totally forget about that crap, because we have to go after these people. We have to do something about them. We can't let these monsters. They're frigging monsters. We can't let them. We can't let them go unpunished. So let's take care of each other. Let's put those Epstein perverts on trial, and get them off the streets and maybe into a concentration camp somewhere in the North Sea, up by the Arctic Circle, past the Arctic Circle, get them way up there, Let's get some justice. Let's not let them send our children to die in fighting Bibi Netanyahu's war. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And you guys all take care of each other, and I'll see you soon.